Man, listen, I almost died 7 times. I've had 7 near-death experiences. One of the first ones was right here before Katrina, a guy walked up to me and he was like, come walk with me on the side of the building. And I was like, what? Like, it was an awkward moment. I was like, I don't even know you.
Okay, so listen, why the spoon?
I'm a marketer. I was on TV 2016 in Houston, and I'm on TV every day at this point, 7 days a week, and the phone wasn't ringing, the website, nobody was buying nothing, and I was like, I'm gifted, I'm talented, I'm anointed, but I'm like, something is wrong. And that's when I learned the difference between talent and marketing is 2 different things.
Yes, they are.
And I realized that I needed to be more of a marketer to grab attention. I remember seeing the views and I was like, oh my God, I can't. I was door dashing.
Wait, say that again.
I was door dashing at the time. Yeah.
Business is war. Do whatever you got to do to keep your lights on, to keep your dream moving forward, because if you ever stop, it ain't going to happen. You were driving DoorDash.
Yes, I was.
Man, I'm proud of you.
One of the responsibilities of fame is to charge you full price. Because I've learned something very interesting. Every time I give a discount, it go wrong.
So listen, let's talk about that.
The people who pay full price
never have problems.
Never have problems.
And you know why? Because that's who your customer is. If you water your brand, your price down to accommodate somebody, then you didn't give them your true version and you didn't do them any favors, because you know what? No good deed shall go unpunished. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Business is War podcast. My name is Elliott Forman. I'm your host with the most. Today, we're going to get a masterclass in branding and viral content from none other than New Orleans' own JJ Simmons, from New Orleans on fire. When I tell you this brother is eclectic and effervescent in every possible way, I have met my match. And today, we're going to have a masterclass and we're going to learn everything we can today. My brother, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, my man. Thank you. I appreciate the compliments.
How you doing?
I'm phenomenal, brother. And to say you've met your match, I take that as the greatest compliment, because I really admire you. And I've met you one time, and I've been seeing you, and you know how you meet somebody and you think they're phenomenal, but then you meet them, they're even more phenomenal? Normally, people take a step back when you meet them. Yeah. Like you, when I met you, it was like 10 steps up. I was like, I love this dude. It was love at first sight for me. No homo. Pause. I
appreciate that. But let me give you your flowers, too.
Yes, sir.
You've done something listen, they say it takes you all your life to become an overnight success.
Right.
And is that how it happened for you?
Absolutely. When I sit back and I calculate the pain, the horror days, the tears, the frustration, I ain't gonna lie to you, I wouldn't have it no other way, because it's the data that I've collected that has allowed me to become the superhuman that I am today.
So listen, let that be a lesson. All your life to become an overnight success, and everything that you do, the reps that you put in, shooting in the gym, is where you're going to be able to get on the big stage and handle yourself. And I'll never forget that. When I was a young man in theater, I thought I was ready for the role, but I wasn't. And I got humbled because I wasn't ready for the role. I couldn't remember my lines enough. I didn't have the character that I could turn on and off. I wasn't right for that particular job, and I lost it, and it hurt me. But I learned something in losing that.
Yeah.
And so I came back and I was able to do my own thing. And by the time I hit the senior year, I had the lead role. But let me ask you, tell me how it started and where are you from? Let's start there.
Well, it started in 2007, I believe.
That's 10 years. Oh my God.
No, 2000. No. 2006, something like that. So after Katrina was 05.
Okay.
I'm in Houston. I'm a rapper at the time. I'm chasing a dream. And I actually had a little motion. I got on I wasn't like trying to be artist. Like, I had motion. I was in magazines. People was taking pictures of me. And I had a song that was on the radio for 19 weeks in a row on weekends in Houston.
Good.
I'm popping. Shout out to Mean Green.
Okay.
I'm on the radio. Like, to get on the radio, it was huge. Like, every rapper want to be on the radio, because if you can get on the radio, you can potentially make it.
Okay.
And at the same time, a guy gave me a shot, Malik Rashid.
Okay.
I'm a rapper. He see my hustle. He loved my enthusiasm. And I traveled with him one day to go to Galveston, Texas, to do like a club promotion. One of the hosts didn't show up. He put the mic in my hand. He was like, You know, King, because my rap name was King Your Highness. He put the mic in my hand and he told me to interview Big Pokey. Rest in peace, Big Pokey. Big Pokey was my first interview. Legendary guy in Houston. You know, and I interviewed him 2006-ish, something like that. And that's where it started.
Okay.
The first time somebody put a mic in my hand for me to interview somebody was in 2006, 2007, something like that. And then I was on TV every Friday. And I developed the skill to interview people, talk to people, the confidence, all of the data.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, to be able to, you know, me and my team was talking the other day and it was like, you so quick on your feet. And it was like, it's been 19 years though.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so don't feel some kind of way if you can't do it as quick as I do it. I've been doing it for 19, 20 years, so it's the data. So that's where it started at, and here I am today. I'm from Mid City. I'm originally born in Honduras. Yo hablo español 100%, you know.
Imposible, señor.
100%, hermano. But anyway, born in Honduras, came to New Orleans at the age of 3, and I've been here ever since, besides my 15-year gap after Katrina in Houston. So from 3 to 20, I lived in New Orleans, grew up in Mid-City. From 20 to 35, I lived in Houston. From 35 up until now, I moved back in 2020 to the sexy city of New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay, listen, so Houston gave you a little bit of an opportunity for proving ground.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brain fully cut on in Houston, fully, officially.
Listen, I'm not mad with you because whatever it takes, and however you get there, you still can get there. And guess what? This is an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
So as much momentum and traction as you have, you still got to keep going, don't you?
Man, listen. It's like you get drafted in the NFL as a rookie, but the first round, 6th round, listen, the party just started. Like what you did.
You know what? I think you just described why so many people fail.
Yes.
Because their biggest hurdle, life obstacle, goal is to just get there. They're not thinking about the maintenance of staying there.
Yes. Listen, I remember one day I woke up and I was like, damn, I interviewed Master P. And I completely forgot about it because I'm so locked into what's present.
Yeah.
Like, I'm grateful, don't get me wrong, but I didn't build the tent there and camped out there and celebrated and threw a parade for myself because I wanted to interview P.
Yeah.
But I completely forgot. I was like, why interview P? Keith Lee, Juvenile. But I'm like, okay, praise God. I'm moving on to the next thing.
Heard that.
Absolutely.
So listen, what is it like for you right now? I mean, you're constantly being called on. The vibe is real. I appreciate the hard work because what you do is you actually uplift your guests. You don't tear them down. You don't do that weird journalistic thing where you're cutting them off. You're diminishing them. You're just whooping them. You don't do that. Yeah. So what is your method?
My method is to celebrate the person, you know. I was in prayer one day and God told me that. He said, you are not the star, the people are. And that's one of the reasons New Orleans on Fire has blown up because, you know, I interview somebody and I celebrate them, you know, regardless if they are Bonita Payments or they're somebody that work at, you know, I don't know, McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm interviewing you. I'm interested in you. My attention is on you. And I celebrate you, you know, because the name of the show is New Orleans is on Fire, not certain specific people from New Orleans is on fire. If you from New Orleans, you on fire in my eyes.
So how did you come up with that name?
Brother, it came to me out the subconscious realm one day. It was just, I don't know. It just came. I was like, damn, New Orleans on fire. And that's been what it is.
Okay, so listen, why the spoon?
I'm a marketer. You know, I was on TV 2016 in Houston, and I'm on TV every day at this point, 7 days a week, and the phone wasn't ringing. The website, nobody was buying nothing. And I was like, I'm gifted, I'm talented, I'm anointed, but I'm like, something is wrong. And that's when I learned the difference between talent and marketing is two different things.
Yes, they are.
You know, and I realized that I needed to be more of a marketer to grab attention. You know, they got a lot of people that can pray right, but they broke. So it's like you can pray, you can have one thing right and another thing wrong. You see, so for me, the spoon it was a prop.
A prop.
It was a prop to gather attention for somebody to look at me like, what's up with the spoon?
Yeah.
But fortunately, I'm in the city of New Orleans and we known for cooking and all this stuff.
Yep.
So the spoon was genius.
Yes, it was.
You know, and the people online begin to make it a thing and fall in love with the spoon and blah, blah, blah. And here we are, and the spoon is a celebrity by itself.
It is. And you know what? People look for the spoon and they come to you because they want to talk to you because they see the energy, they see the vibe, they know what's going on. They want to be a part of the celebration of New Orleans on Fire.
Yes.
And so for me, I think that in itself is a successful business endeavor.
Yeah, I had a guy one day in a gas station that wanted to be on. And I was like, I tried to hold the phone as a selfie. He was like, oh, hell no. Where the spoon at? He was like, I don't want to be on it if I'm not on the spoon.
Yeah.
I was like, it was hilarious. But yeah, the spoon is definitely a thing.
So listen, what was the first question you ever asked somebody? I know that's a
With
tough
New Orleans
one.
on Fire or my overall career?
Listen, let's go both of them. I want
I
to know.
can't remember the first one.
Okay, so
But
you just grabbed it and ran.
yeah, like I'm very big on instinct, discernment, depending on the questions I ask you, I didn't ask other people. Discretion is everything, so I'm very big, my spirit is sensitive to the moment of the now.
Yeah.
It's just like if you're in front of a young lady, you don't approach every girl the same, at least you shouldn't. You should be discerning enough to be aware of what this moment require of you. So for me, with New Orleans on Fire, it was who had the prettiest girls in high school. And that just went bananas.
It did, because
That really started
everybody
everything.
feel like they had something to bring to the table.
Everybody.
And I'm here to tell you right now, West Jeff had it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So where'd you
Okay.
go to high school at?
I went to Clark, Joseph S. Clark.
Won't hold that against you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Clark, though. They let us smoke weed on the campus,
Did they really?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. It was East Side High.
But you didn't have Joe Clark, though.
He was there.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't stop the weed smoking.
Tell me about family. I mean, like, how do you balance the hectic, busy career with family?
I do a real good job at it, I make time for the things that I need to make time for, and I'm very great on balance. Thank God, because I've learned that it's you got to make it make sense. It's just like, for an example, with drinking water and eating whatever it is that you're eating. So I do, my mama, my stepfather just passed 4th of July, I think it was.
Really?
Yeah. But he's had a stroke. Like 8 years ago, he's been a vegetable for the last 8 years, and seeing my mom and my little sister deal with that is,
it's taxing.
like right now as I'm right here, they right now planning his funeral right now as I'm here, So yeah, but family, I make it make sense.
I ain't mad with you. I'm not mad with you at all. So tell me about your authorship, because it looks like you've written a couple of books. So I want you to tell me about how that works, and tell me how that got started.
Well, for me, I realized years ago that my gift was my voice, and I couldn't transition my mind to document my thoughts. So shout out to Steve Harvey. I read in one of his books one day that he said that as a comedian, he realized that all his gifts, all his opportunities stem back to his voice. He was a comedian. He wrote a book. He did the movie, hosting the whatever.
Game shows.
But he said it all stemmed back to his voice. And I read that before I wrote my first book. And I was like, damn. So me as a speaker, as a host, as a rapper, it still had to do with my voice. So when I accepted that, I was like, okay, I can document my thoughts. So my books is just a reflection of my mind and my voice. So I wrote my first book in 2018, and I've written 11 so far. My goal is to write 100.
Listen, keep putting all those thoughts on paper.
Yeah.
Where can they buy your books from?
I'm on Amazon.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, I'm
Excellent.
on Amazon. I'm global. You can find me,
Yeah, let me look at this right here. So listen, become 21st century entrepreneur.
Yes.
Everybody should read it, just like Business is War.
Absolutely.
He sent his word and he healed me. And listen to me, you have a deep faith, spiritual component.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Man, listen, I almost died 7 times. I've had 7 near-death experiences. One of the first ones was right here before Katrina, a guy walked up to me and he was like, come walk with me on the side of the building. And I was like, what? Like, it was an awkward moment. I was like, I don't even know you. And I remember him saying, you had a fight with one of my friends in high school. And this Negro was trying to kill me because of a fight in high school. And by God's grace, I reacted, and he tried to pull a gun out of his pocket or whatever, and I reacted and I took the gun from him. The gun went off and a homeless man got hit. After Katrina, I went to Chicago. I flew to Chicago and I caught a train back. As I was on a train flipped over and derailed.
Oh, wow.
100 could have been a perfect story on the news. 100 people dead on a train, and I was one of them. But I also knew Another time I'm in a mall in Houston as I'm on TV at the time, and the police saw me selling my CDs in a mall, and they tried to put me out. And at the time I'm on TV, I'm feeling like a big shot, right? And it was like, you got to go. And before you know it, I was on the ground, blacked out. They beat me, brought me to jail for resistance. But yeah, so to answer your question, I've always known I had a call on my life since I was like 14.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to accept that call. I wanted to be regular. I wanted to be normal. I wanted to hang out with the crowd. And I've never been a crowd kind of guy. But at that time, you know, I try to conform.
Okay.
And so, yeah, you know, after, by God's grace, he spared my life 7 times. I was like, you know what? I'm locked in. I'm locked into what God has created me to be.
So you stopped running.
I stopped running, brother. I stopped running. I accepted my superpowers.
You know, they call that the wilderness phase of your life.
Correct.
So you was like, man, forget this. I'm out of here. I'm gonna do whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not worth my life.
Listen, and I see prosperity here, activating the spirit through prayer, faith, and monetizing your faith. Let me tell you something. Let's talk about the money. And the reason I want to talk about that is because I have a really healthy relationship with money.
Okay.
I understand. Work hard, earn good. High expectations and no effort. Yeah, that ain't gonna work either.
Right.
So for me, my relationship with money has always been healthy and organic. Plant and harvest. I understand that cycle. So many people today don't. What is your thoughts?
I agree the same way. You know, my thing is, you give value, people will compensate you for that value. And a lot of times we think we valuable and we not. Because if you have a service or a product, but the marketplace don't find value in it and they're not giving you money, maybe you don't have value. You know, like for an example, like you wash cars. Okay, you wash cars. Somebody pay you $25, $30 to wash their car. But then they got somebody right now that's sitting in one of these buildings in a CBD that had a thought that produced $10 million.
Yeah.
And they gave him, let's just say $1.2 million. You know, it's thought, and what the other guy is working labor. You know, so it's like it's different levels of value. So you gotta find how to find your value, communicate that value, and charge right for that value.
Before we get back to the conversation, I need your help. If Business is War has given you a strategy, an idea, or the motivation to keep building, follow and subscribe today. Every subscription helps us keep the platform growing, bringing you real stories, practical tools, and battle-tested insight to equip business owners and aspiring entrepreneurs. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, follow us on your favorite platform, and share the show with someone who's serious about winning in business. Business is war. Let's keep building together. Heard that. So listen, I hear you're a products man as well.
Yeah, of course.
Tell me about the one that I'm smelling that's amazing right now.
It's called Peacocking.
Peacocking.
Yes.
Give me the whole scoop. Give me the scoop.
Well, the scarf, you know, I've always been flamboyant, right? And there was a time in my life that I actually tried to dumb it down.
Okay.
You know, and I got tired of doing that. And with New Orleans on Fire, I just started wearing the scarves. And shout out to my brother, Nathaniel Wilson. Shout out to Big Leak. He introduced me to this term called peacocking.
Okay.
And he would always say it, and he would talk about how, you know, if you see a certain guy dressed a certain kind of way and he's attention grabbing, it's called peacocking. And
that makes sense because peacocks are they're visual.
Yes, they show off. They get in front of the girl and they like, look at me, right? And that's how he get the girl. You know, the lions go kill somebody, go get food and come back and get the girl. You know, so peacocking is an expression of your awesomeness. You know, like you with this suit on with the showing your ankles, you peacocking hard. You peacocking hard, my brother.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Listen, I don't mind because most people listen. This is a house note on my feet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And guess what? I take care of myself.
So when I'm out and people see me with the cape and all that, I'm peacocking. You know, my young producer, he peacocking with the scarf on his head like that with the glasses.
Yes.
You know, it's like we live in a world when it comes to marketing that is cluttered, and you got to know how to grab attention so people can pay attention to you.
That's why I was messing with him because he looked good, he feel good, he act good.
Yeah.
You know, and
he comfortable and in his own way.
It'll take you places.
Yes, it will.
Yes.
So the fragrance is, you know what? Us as men, we need the peacock. It's okay to be seen and not to be neutral. You know, for an example, when somebody wearing a regular T-shirt with the jeans, you regular.
Yeah.
You're not peacocking. You know.
So let me address that. I feel like back in the 70s, men dressed better.
Yeah.
I really do believe that. I believe that every man that I could think of in the 70s had a suit for church.
Yes.
They had one for Easter. They had one for whatever. And it was a gentleman's thing to do to carry themselves a certain way. And I think that we got a little slouchy over the last, 30 years.
Yeah,
That hip hop crept in, and the clothes got real big, and the shoestrings not. You know what I'm saying? It just got weird, and it's kind of like, I want to know, what is it going to take for us to get back to the gentleman's quarter, where we dress better and where we feel better about ourselves.
It's going to take men like me and you. Like when this whole influence is a real thing, and I've always prayed that God use me to be a light to demonstrate a new era in life. Like right now, for an example, one of the things that people telling me on the street about me is that I'm a trailblazer, that you can be positive and build a brand.
Oh, wow. That's not different. That's different.
It's different.
Because you know what? I know your counterparts, and they are absolutely negative Nancy's for real. They are attacking people. They'll say the worst thing in the world to try to get a clickbait or whatever, and they go viral because I don't know what's going on with the attention game.
And here I am telling somebody, man, you look amazing. Shout out to you, and I'm plugging a business, and it's a whole new wave. And I'm so grateful for that I'm being coined as the positive guy that's viral, because that's not common.
No, it's not. So let me ask you, how would you say your trajectory has been? Would you say it was slow, more, slow, more, bam, it popped? How did it happen? Was it
It's been up the whole time, like literally. Like when I went viral this January 11, Six Wall Steppers second line, I remember seeing the views, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can't." I was door dashing.
Wait, say that again.
I was door dashing at the time. Yeah.
Business is war. Do whatever you got to do to keep your lights on, to keep your dream moving forward, because if you ever stop, it ain't going to happen. You were driving DoorDash.
Yes, I was.
Man, I'm proud of you.
And miserable and crying every other night, because I'm like, God, what am I doing? But yeah, it's been phenomenal. The DM's been popping. The phone is ringing. In business, the phone got to ring.
Yes, it does.
The phone got to ring. When that phone stopped ringing, you got a problem.
Whoa, that is so dope. Okay, so you watching these views. Tell me what was the lesson when the numbers were insane? What was the first thing you learned?
I learned the I hate to use the word, it's so traditional, but consistency is everything. One day, I learned multiple things. Let me tell you one thing I learned that come to mind that I know you would appreciate. Out the blue, the Spirit of God reminded me of an interview that I watched in 2015 with Reed Hastings. That's the founder of Netflix.
Okay.
And he was saying how people give Netflix money, and the product that Netflix provide is joy. So we give him $20 a month, they provide joy. So it's
not 20 anymore.
Okay, whatever. I don't pay for it.
I'm just telling you, but it was 20.
Okay, what it is today?
It's almost 84. You know what I'm saying?
Real?
Yes. And listen, it ain't even the cost of inflation.
I'm so glad I don't know, because I don't have it. But anyway, he was like, they give us money, we give them joy. So he looked at the content as joy. So when they give this person $30 million, $10 million for a special, they understand the conversion. So in my mind, I was like, I give content, I give love, I give happiness, I give joy, I give laughter. The money eventually gonna come. So I understand now that I'm exchanging, content for financials. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I never got caught up in the views and none of that, because I understand that you can get deceived with that.
Yeah, because it doesn't pay until you monetize it. Yeah,
and not just that, it's all a compound effect anyway. Don't get spoiled by one video do 10,000 views and one video do, I don't get caught up in that, because I understand that everything responds differently. For an example, they might give Dave Chappelle $50 million and they might give another person $10 million, and it might not be the same situation, but eventually the money gonna make sense.
Okay, so listen, what are the consequences of high viewership?
The consequences is multiple, and I'm learning that right now.
Congratulations. Welcome to Business is War.
Yeah,
and let me tell you something. I'll never forget.
It's a great question. I like how you put that.
Listen, I had a video that arguably went viral.
Okay.
And my next video fell off the cliff. And so what I learned is that content is king, but at the same time, so is consistency. And I had to make sure that I fed them not so much just red meat, but I wanted to stay on brand. I wanted to make sure that I didn't compromise myself because now they turned their lights on to me. So I asked that, what are the consequences of viewership? Because I wanted to know, like, how do you manage keeping the brand as well as still giving them what they're asking for?
I do have a standard of the content that I want to provide, and I've seen what the people are reacting to, and I want to continue to feed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to, for an example, I've had politicians reach out to me. I'm really not interested in going that route, unless they're adapting to me. I don't want to adapt to them, and I'm open to different things, but a lot of times, it's like it's not smart to try to reinvent the wheel.
Heard that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for an example, that's one of the reasons, when I first started, everybody was like, you need a podcast. And I was like, I don't want it right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to do it, but I know how I'm going to do it in my own way.
Heard that.
So like, so I study what the people are saying. I'm studying what the people desire, and I'm feeding that.
It's crazy because you can reach more people out there than you can in
Way
here.
more people.
And so I don't know if I'm for or against or whatever, but I think it could be a backdrop. But I'm just telling you that you have to keep doing what you're doing. But let me ask you, what's the consequence of fame?
It's multiple. One of the biggest ones is responsibility and being on top of things and being a hell of a steward. Because like a mentor told me, he said, when you tell people you're going to do something, they don't care what's going on with your life.
That's right.
I tell you one thing I've learned is that one of the responsibilities of fame is to charge you full price. Because I've learned something very interesting. Every time I give a discount, it go wrong.
So listen, let's talk about that.
The people who pay full price
never have problems.
Never have problems.
And you know why? Because that's who your customer is. If you water your brand, your price down to accommodate somebody, then you didn't give them your true version and you didn't do them any favors, because you know what? No good deed shall go unpunished.
Man, listen, the last I've had, and people that I love and respect, I've had to give refunds. Everybody I've given a refund to was somebody that I gave a discount to.
I'm putting that on the t-shirt. From this point forward, henceforth, and forevermore, I'm raising my prices. And if you're not my customer, it is totally okay. Because there are 8 billion people in the world. You don't have to do business with everybody.
With the fragrance, we selling it for $55, and we sending multiple, people see the website. When the website wasn't up and it was an invoice, people paying, literally. Anytime they ask me like 2-3 questions, I'd be like, you're not my customer. I cancel the invoice. Because it's like, I'm not about to do that.
Man, to be honest with you, $55 from a proprietary blend from a self-starting entrepreneur, that's an amazing price. I don't even know how you can do that. That should be a $99 bottle.
I agree.
Because I'm wearing some $500 stuff and I smell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stamp on that,
Wow.
But the truth is, and you know what? They ain't never did nothing for me.
Right.
Man, clap your shit, do your own thing,
yes,
and continue to do that. And listen, I really like the smell. So, do you know the science behind the smells? Is it a wood? Is it a fire, oil, alcohol, and wood? So I don't know that, but whatever the hell it is, that's amazing.
Thank you, brother. Well, my lawyer told me not to communicate that at the moment.
Oh man.
Yes. Yeah, just know that.
So listen, how do you chemistry that? I mean, like you smell a million things and pick one, or how do you do it?
Well, for me is I tried something. I'm of the belief that once something works for me, I don't flirt with stuff. So I tried something and it made sense. It's working and the results are there. So the ladies are speaking for me.
Yes, they are.
Shout out to the ladies.
Yeah.
A friend of mine DM'd me today. He was like, man, I'm getting some. I was like, bro, I don't know if you're ready for this kind of smoke.
Listen, well, give me some of that smoke. I'll take my $55 bottle. Thank you. And please and sign it. Yeah.
Yes.
So what's the mindset of a creative if you're trying to maintain a big channel? Like, do you approach it in a systematic way, or are you still letting feeling drive the nation?
Both. But systematic is more important. I was telling my producers, it's like, we like a TV net. Like, I was on TV years ago and I was at the station and the guy had all these monitors and he knew what show came on at a certain time. Like, for example, Fresh Prince 5 o'clock, Martin 5:30, Cosby 6 o'clock. So I understand it from that perspective now.
Really? So you got your programming down to a time slot.
Man, listen, we like
Boy,
videos need
dope.
to be going up consistently.
Master your craft. He just told me that every hour needs to be accounted for with intelligence.
Listen, because the people, I was at the post office yesterday. I walk in the post office to make some deliveries. Shout out to my assistant, Shay. We in there, and the people know me, and it was like, they started quoting up to me a video I posted like 20 minutes before I got there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, these people are watching. It's like it gets to a point when I got off from school, I knew Fresh Prince was coming on.
Yes.
You see?
And would even tweak our times for that.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
So the people are looking for it, so I can't play with that because that's my business at this point. I'm in the content business. Mm-hmm. You know? It's, yeah. You know, for example, I'll give you an example. You ever saw the bandit signs out on the street, we buy houses?
Yeah.
I used to be one of those guys that would put out those signs. I was in the real estate business, and I understood. I remember one time I put a sign out, and I made $35,000 on one deal, and that sign cost me $1.78.
Boy, that's monetization, huh?
Man, listen. And I remember seeing that, and it broke the fear of me investing in those signs. So I'm willing to pay my producers, hey, I give you this, I give you that, because I understand if I produce the content, the cash register is going to ring. You feel me? So I'm very serious about, keeping stuff out there because, as we in a content business and you gotta feed the beast once you've reached a certain point.
Why not New Orleans? Why not Dallas on fire? Houston on fire?
Well, we're gonna get there, but New Orleans is one of the sexiest places in the world.
It is. It's
I was telling you on when the last time we did a event, the GDP here is $100 billion a year. I don't know if it's updated, but the last time they say 2025 was $100 billion.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, and that me and you are participating in. Cheers to that, my brother.
Yeah, let me go ahead. Yeah.
And there's so much more available. So for me. It's like, shout out to Mario P. I was having a conversation with him one day, and he told me something that changed my life. And I told him the other day, like, New Orleans is the only city in the world that everybody wants to come, that everybody wants to come visit. I remember I met a girl at Cafe Du Monde that told me she used to read books of New Orleans when she was a kid in 5th, 6th grade.
Yeah.
So for her, when she was in Cafe Du Monde that day, she was finally living a dream that was created inside of her in her 5th grade. So Mario was telling me how the content is here. I don't need to go nowhere else for the content. Like, so many people are, like, right now, it's me and you sitting here. I learned something at Cafe Du Monde. Every Thursday, people fly in.
Wow.
They leave Sunday morning or Monday morning. So right now, we used to go in the French. That's why it'd be busy in the French Quarter on Thursdays because people just flew in. You would see people fly in with their luggage and go straight to Cafe Du Monde because they just got in town.
That's right.
So I learned these people are coming in. So right now, if I was to go in the French Quarter right now, I can get 3 weeks of content if I go out there right now. Literally.
Right now.
Right now.
On the fly.
Listen, it's out there. So I just came to the realization that, New Orleans is phenomenal. The thing is, I lived in the French Quarter for 3 years, and I realized, thank God for that experience, because that experience taught me that my revelation and perception of New Orleans is different from somebody that's hustling, trying to sell crack in a city. Mm-hmm. They wake up and they see one experience. I wake up and I see another thing. So one of the reasons my perception and the way I view New Orleans is so high because I've experienced it from another side.
You know what? You're different because you just really brought me through the entrepreneur gate. You took your talent, and now your talent is taking you. And so we should all make room for our gifts because our gifts will make room for us.
Amen.
And so I receive that and I see it. And I think I want you to give another content creator some advice. What would it be?
I would say find out what people are already celebrating you for and feed that.
Oh my
Don't
God.
try to be me. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, for an example, when a basketball player and a football player will come into the league, you notice they would always compare him to something. They're trying to find his comp, right? And a lot of times you wouldn't get drafted off that comp. If they can't find a comp for you, they don't know what to do with you, so they don't know how to use you in the game, right? But then you had somebody that like Wes Welker and Julian Edelman that came in the league, and it was like, he's different. And Bill Belichick, because he was a master, he learned how to use them. Yeah. So my advice is to find your value. Find your value and find what it is, how you are feeding the people and what the people like you for. And a lot of times people so caught up in trying to do what other people are doing. Let me tell you a secret. You know how the mothers in the church got the fan?
Yeah.
I'm going to come out with a peacocking fan.
Go ahead on.
With the feathers.
Listen.
So every time let me finish. Every time I take a picture, I'm going to open that thing up with the peacocking.
I ain't mad with you, but listen, if you came up with that idea on this show, I want 5%.
No, I came up with it before I got here.
But that's not bad. That's not bad.
It's genius.
Listen, it is, because just like the spoon, peacocking, that's your thing, huh?
That's my thing. I'm peacocking.
Man, handle that, own it, and monetize that.
Yes,
and
sir.
sell everything about it. T-shirts and anything you can put your name on.
We got the scarf. So, when the peacock, he opened it up, I got the scarf already made, designed, and I'm going to just have it on my back like the peacock. I'm peacocking.
Yeah. That's dope.
And I'm going to smell good.
And you're going to smell good. And you're going to put pressure on brothers to actually get out the white T-shirt and the khaki pants.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm not mad with that. So content creators should really try to figure out what they're good at and step into that and own it.
Man, listen, I met a guy from New York the other day from Queens who he interviewed people. He said he interviewed them, what would you like to travel? And he applied pressure on them for them to get their passport and just go visit it. And this brother from Queens live in Thailand. He's living the American dream.
I bet he is.
From just...
I bet he is. I bet
Shout out to
he
him.
is.
I forgot the brother's name, but we follow each other. But look what he told me. He said, I saw you and I modeled your thing in my own way, and I live in Thailand.
You know what? Imitation is a form of flattery.
Man, listen. And it's smart too, because like a mentor told me, you don't need to know how to draw, but if you can trace, you can get the result. And a lot of us don't. For example, I'm going to shout him out. Shout out to Visa, my producer. I looked at him one day. I said, bro, why you never asked me for some of this peacocking? I said, do you see how these women walking up to me? I said, they're not doing that to you. I said, but see, that's the problem. So many people want to get caught up in being their own guy that you don't have the humility to say, you know what, bro, give me some of that.
Put me in the game.
I put him on. Next day he texts me. 2 days later he texts me. A lady saw him in some store and said, boy, you smell good enough to eat. I said, it wasn't talking to you like that before. I said, listen, the results are here. Like, what are you smoking? Like, get on the train. Yes, sir.
Let's get back to your spoon holding capability to captivate an immense audience and amazing conversation and dialogue. You ready?
Man, I stay ready.
Here's the question. Who would you like to interview? In business, every sale matters, but how you process that sale matters too. As the founder of Bonita Payments, we help business owners simplify payment processing, improve cash flow, and choose the right point of sale technology for how their business actually operates. Whether you run a retail store, restaurant, or online business, or multiple locations, you deserve secure solutions, competitive rates, and real support from people who understand business. Stop treating payment processing like another expense. Turn it into a tool for growth. Visit bonitapayments.net and let's make every sale count.
Gail Benson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sports leadership, ownership. What were you thinking?
Ownership. What was Tom like? I read some of his story. He was in San Antonio,
car salesman.
Yeah, car salesman. When the year they won the Super Bowl, he invited John Hagee, which was a mega pastor in San Antonio, and he had him in the booth praying, in a suite praying.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
we need all the help we can get.
I used to watch John Hagee on TBN, on a Christian television network, and I've done some homework, on Tom Benson, and I just love it, and just the things she's doing now to keep it up, and leadership. Hiring people, not the X's and the O's, I'm not interested in that too much.
Okay, all right. You know what? That's different because you know what? On every level, there's a different devil. Yeah. And so for me, that level requires a different amount of intentionality when it comes to that type of interview. And I wish you luck on it. I think you're going to get it.
It's already done.
Do me a favor and give me a big dream prediction.
$1 billion organization.
I'm not mad
Byron
with you.
Allen, brought the Weather Channel. If he did it, I can do it. I watch his videos. I study him. I sit and I study billionaires. I don't watch Stephen A. Smith. No shade. I'm studying, Jeff Bezos. And, it's like an example. Jeff Bezos gave equity in his company. And I tell people all the time, you got to give people a reason to want to be a part of what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And it's like you trying to be the only person, like you ain't going nowhere. You know, and it's like you got to get people on your team to be a part of what you're doing. And if you don't do that, people don't want to be a part of that. Jeff Bezos, they gave equity.
And you know what? That's a good business model to make them a part of the outcome.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna see if I can tuck that in my left breast pocket
you
as
know,
well.
The people who provide value, of course. You know, this ain't for everybody, but people who are providing value, yes, you need to figure out a way. Because, you know, we all motivated by the money at the end of the day. People can say what they want, but, you know, you got some people that really love you. But if you can, you know, give them a little groceries, they really a part of it. Yeah.
Question, what are you reading right now?
Right now, before I got here, I was reading Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. He has a chapter in the book. I read it over and over and over. It's called Price is a Myth.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I just told my staff that the competition isn't free, then why do they have to be?
Grant Cardone said when value exceeds price, price no longer matters.
That's correct.
And a lot of us, we focus too much on what we're... For example, I love y'all. All restaurant people, all people under the bridge, I love y'all, but y'all playing the wrong game. Like, who told you to charge $20 for your plate? You charging that because everybody else is charging that. So you trying to be like everybody else. Like, that $20 plate should be a $40 plate, a $35 plate. Like, stop letting people determine what your price should be.
Correct.
You know, like, focus on your value. But see, they thinking like that because they under the bridge. That's why I ain't gonna lie. I love B Sweets because she charge her own price.
I gotta tell you something. She's my favorite small business owner. I know her story, and I watch her intelligently and passionately keep moving forward.
Listen, so Price is a Myth, Grant Cardone, Sell or Be Sold, one of the greatest books I've ever read. And he just talked about price is a myth. It's like you gotta become a master at communicating your value. Because when the value is there, people will pay any price. You know, it's like you dying of cancer, you paying for that chemo.
Oh my God, you'll come up with it.
Listen, you're gonna come up with it. So we trying to justify, we trying to, $20, $200. Listen, focus on your value.
Okay. All right. Very important question here. What's next for you?
That's a great question. There's a lot of things, brother. One thing is next for me. A friend of mine, a guy I met at the Essence this weekend, he was educating me on. He said, "You're no longer in the content business. You're in the release business." And he you interviewing all these people. The more people you interview, the more complications it come with. As far as getting them to release their content. You know, there's a lot of things. You know, like he was telling me he interviewed Kevin Hart. And he had to sign 40 papers just to post a damn video, and I was like, "Yo." You
know why? Because they have probably wrote, same thing, their name, image, and likeness.
Yes. And that's what I'm listen, yes. And yeah, so.
You know what? And guess what? The bigger your platform is, now you got to answer for the people you not only publish it through, you got to check a lot of boxes, and you got to have a monetization strategy. You got to have all that. Man, that's deep.
It is. I don't remember this brother's name, but I got his name in my phone, and he was the highlight of my essence.
So you mean to tell me you done did all this hard work for it to get harder, for you to not even be in control of the narrative anymore? You got to be, opening the window to leave the door locked. Everything like that. That is a business's war lesson.
Yeah, it really is, because, like, for an example, I'll tell you something he told me that he's right. He said, you know how you put those laughing memes at the end? He said, you got to create your own laughing memes now.
You have to. You know why? Because you can't keep licensing their stuff.
Yeah, because that's somebody else's image and likeness. I can't use the video with Charlemagne the God, like, laughing with your boy at the Breakfast Club. I can't use that.
Can I be honest with you? That shit is hilarious, bro.
It is. I love it, but we got to create our own, because we got to license our own content.
Listen to me. That is hilarious, and that's you doing something different, because nobody else is giving you the transitions like that. That's dope. Shout out to your producers, man. Shout out to you. That is absolutely ingenious. And I listen. I'm robbing and duplicating too. So just hold on.
I know you are.
Yeah, man.
As you should.
Wow, that's crazy. So listen. If somebody wanted to reach out to you for an engagement, how would they reach you?
For now, on Instagram, I do have a publicist. We working out the details right now, and eventually I'm going to hand that over. But for right now, you can DM me directly on Instagram, and yeah, we handling it. We on top of it.
Yeah, it takes a team, don't it?
Man, yes, it does.
I bet. So
Yes, it
listen,
does.
how can someone support you?
Right now,
Aside from like, comment, and subscribe and share.
yeah, like right now, the only product we have is the fragrance. But you know, I'm gonna we launching a website. Man, listen, I got some things in the works.
Let me offer my little business expertise.
Please.
Let me be an ambassador for the cologne, man.
Okay, you want it for free?
No. No. I said, let me be an ambassador for your cologne.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you got the look.
I'm gonna pay the $55 plus
Okay.
tax, shipping and handling, expedited.
Okay. I'm gonna waive that for you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, actually, we don't even charge for the shipping. You know, business strategy, just given to the entrepreneurs, is included in there. So I'm taking the hit for you because it helps people cash out quicker.
You want to know what's crazy?
What?
If you raise the price $5 and say included free shipping, nobody wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, and that's what we did.
But listen to me. I teach people that because the airlines got the whole game jacked up.
Yeah.
They charge you for the flight, to get on the plane early, each seat each way, one bag, la 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 la. By the time you get your bill, it's 3 times more than what you paid for the plane ticket.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then let me just stand up like I'm on an RTA bus and hold the little strap and stand up. I don't even need none of that.
You know what? You just gave me a strategy.
I sure did, dog.
You know what? No, you didn't. I take that back because I'm not paying you nothing. You know what? Go get the meta glasses.
Yes.
You just gave me an idea for the ambassadors. You gotta wear it, and if nobody walking up to you smelling on you, you can't be an ambassador.
Or you ain't.
These results are proven, my guy.
Listen to me.
If nobody's sniffing on, listen. Shout out to all the women. Women walk up to me sniffing me at least 10 a day.
I'm gonna wear it. And I'm going to send you a viral video clip of people walking up to me telling me I smell good. Is that a deal?
That's a deal.
Now listen. Now when it comes time for the photo shoot, I wear mean suits. So can we work that out too?
Hold on, what?
When it comes time for the photo shoot, I wear an amazing suit. I have a phenomenal suit game. I'm getting ready to go. Listen, rather than me do it for one of these other brands, I'm telling you now, I'm gonna give you my vibe. I'm gonna give you my professional thing. I'm gonna introduce the professionals to this cologne because this is dope. So yeah. So listen, I know he came for an interview, but I done already got me a little side hustle going on. Yeah.
And it's gonna work for you too.
It is gonna work for me. I'm gonna do it.
I had a dude say, I'm getting married next Saturday. Can I please meet up with you right now? This boy traveled for I don't know how long. And he came and got that. That's a big deal. For somebody to say, the results are so crazy, I'm going to wear this on my wedding day.
Yes.
That is phenomenal.
Hey, let me tell you
Greatest
something.
compliment.
Telling someone that they look good or they smell good is a easy thing to do. But if it's actually real and it's catching, then you've got something.
Yes.
And that's like people who can sing. Oh my God, he sounds so good. Everybody wants you to sing.
Yeah.
Well, when you smell good, that is a dope compliment. And now I have that as a part of my
shout
repertoire.
out to you. He's a master.
Yeah, as a part of my repertoire. I'm about to put me a photo shoot together, the whole 9 yards, man. Listen, can I get my own sub fragrance? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
we can talk about that.
Peacock, Bonita.
Peacocks and Deluxe.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let me get some, man. And look, I don't want nobody else to be wearing, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I'm the only the visual ambassador, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited. So listen, JJ, listen to me. You have given us a lot of things to think about today. When it comes to the way we look, the way we feel, the way we carry ourselves, our voice being the brand, and stepping into our greatness, I want to thank you for all those lessons, and I hope that my audience applies them. But I feel like I got one more question for you.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, of course. I stay ready.
Okay. All right. You have already told me who your biggest. You already gave me the dream. You've already given me the ideal interview. Now let's pivot. Okay. If you were to redirect your ship in another direction, what would it be?
If I was to do a whole other thing in my life?
Whole other thing.
I would do real estate. Real estate, because real estate is not hard to get in. Like, you can literally learn how to make money without your money. Like, you know how you hear the commercials, get in real estate without no money? That's a real thing.
Now listen, would you...
Oh, wow.
It's okay. Listen, would you use your current viral nature in the sales aspect of real estate?
Of course. Of course.
Heard that.
Absolutely.
Heard that.
You know, you got to communicate to the people what you got going on. You know, and real estate is the reason I pick real estate is because one of the only industries that you can get paid a lot of money for your value. For example, with real estate, you're using your voice, your expertise, your communication skills. Well, you can use that same skill to be a waiter.
Yes, you can.
It's the same gift, but it's in a different industry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Would you be traveling anytime soon with New Orleans on Fire?
Not right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not right now.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Keep the door locked and keep building a house, because if you build it, they will come.
Absolutely.
There you have it. We know where he came from. We know what he's doing. We know where he's going at. But what I got to tell you is that watching him do all of it is absolutely captivating. Listen, this brother has a gift. It's obvious. And I want to see him continue to be successful, and I want you all to support him in every way possible, because today he gave us the game. He literally told us that he walked into the world with a spoon and he started to interview people, and everybody wants to be a part of it. That is absolutely what we call content. We're such a energetic people. We're such a positive force, and he's using positivity and not negativity to drive his initiative. That is business is war. He's told us exactly where he came from and where he's going at, and you know what? That's how you round it out with a pivot. Well, listen, business is war. Protect yourself at all times, and whatever you do, do it the best and shout it like you mean it, because you know what? New Orleans is on fire.
Absolutely.
My brother, thank you, and we will see you on the other side.